Hello, and welcome to Dungeons and Magi, where we open our handbooks, open our minds, and more importantly, we roll the damn dice. As always, I am your Dungeon Master, Cade, or you may call me the Viking GM. Before we get started, we do have a few announcements to get through, so please bear with us. First up with our partner is Ben.
Adventurers, heroes, dice goblins, I need your attention right now. Do you want treasure? Of course you do. Do you want legendary loot delivered to your door without having to bribe a shady NPC in the back alley? Then you need Dungeon Crate. This isn't just a box. This isn't just some random loot drop. This is a portable treasure chest sent by the gods of tabletop gaming themselves. Inside, pure magic. Minis? Yes. Dice? Shinier than a dragon's hoard. Maps? So immersive you'll swear you're actually lost in a dungeon. And the best part, you don't even have to roll for it. No skill checks, no saving throws, no cursed amulets that make you regret your life choices. Just go to dungeoncrate.com, enter the code DungeonsMagi22, and boom! 10% off your first order. That's right, discounted power. So what are you waiting for? A sign from the gods? A celestial prophecy? A chaotic bard to sing you a song about poor life choices? No! You need Dungeon Crate, and you need it now. Go forth. Claim your loot, and remember, heroes don't wait for treasure. They grab it. Dungeon Crate. Get it or regret it. Back to you, kid.
What the fuck, dude?
I don't know who writes these things.
Yeah, he sounds like a tool. No, he's really not. He's a good guy.
Adventurers, dice hoarders, and agents of absolute chaos, listen up. Your dice are your fate, your destiny, the difference between glorious victory and accidentally setting the tavern on fire again, or the guard shack. So why, in the name of all things holy and unholy, are you still rolling with boring dice? You deserve dice that look like they were forged in the heart of a dying star. Dice so gorgeous that even your DM will hesitate before cursing your next roll. Dice so powerful that they could probably open a portal to another dimension, if you roll high enough. And where do you get dice like that? Only at Broker's Forge Dice. These dice are crafted, not made, not mass-produced, forged, with split pores so mesmerizing they could hypnotize a beholder. Inclusions so magical they make wizards jealous. Colors so stunning your rogue might just try to steal them. And I won't blame them. And the best part? You don't need to defeat a lich to get them. No riddles, no quests, no deals with morally questionable NPCs. Just go to dammediallc.com, click on the store, and claim your set before they vanish like your wizard's last spell slot. Stop rolling with sad, soulless plastic and start rolling with Broker's Forge dice, because fate favors the bold, and bold dice make legendary rolls. Get yours now. Broker's Forge dice. Roll with power, or roll in shame. Your choice. No. Anyways.
So the cursing the dice, so you won't curse my dice anymore? Please don't. I'm gonna roll like shit.
Okay. I do believe that is everything. So, there's nothing else. I do believe it is time to roll the damn dice.
No, I'm scared.
Okay. So, last we left off, The crew found themselves in the Nine Hells. You met up with Belzathar, the last devil of the Nine Hells and the ruler of Nessus, the Ninth Hell. After learning about what he wanted, wanting to restore the world to how it was, because there's nothing here for him to rule. So what's the point? He tasked all of you to join his cause, pledge yourselves, some more than others, and gifted everybody gifts straight from the hells. Reset some vitality for some, and made an unending pact with others. And you were set out on a few quests. You found somebody that owed a debt or owed something to Belzathar. You were able to convince him to show you where he traded it to, and found this large creature, this eldritch-looking being, that you were able to give up a piece of your memory in order to get a coin that was then traded by Calathar to Belzathar to get his people back, to bring back the elves. You were then sent out on another task to find an eternal flame that never died. And in doing so, you found the flame and decided to restore the tower that this flame resided in, thus restoring a little bit of balance to the Nine Hells, allowing the judges of the Hells to reside once more. Although Belzathar was not happy, he decided to overlook it because the judges will fail once more and things will go back to how he wants them. You were then sent on a third quest, and upon a portal opening to the next task, the last thing all of you hear before stepping through the portal and it closing, is Belzathar talking to Calathar. Calathar, it's good to see you, brother. And the portal closes as Calathar steps through.
Hearing that, I kind of stumble and trip. What the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. What was that?
Okay, well, perhaps we need to take a rest.
Okay.
I know I need to recover a little bit. So perhaps we can rest. Wonder how this is going to look now. And he waves his hand and casts Sanctuary of the Exiled. And a... Sorry. So, a manifestation of divine power twisted by infernal influence, a large fortress appears. An echo of lost glories, forgotten words, and fallen oaths, towering over the landscape. Its blackened walls and jagged spires pierce the crimson skies, a bastion of protection and regret. It's a place of respite and reflection, yet carries the ominous weight of a stronghold built for war. The outer walls are made of obsidian veined stone, infused with faintly glowing crimson runes, warding sigils designed to repel unwanted guests and lesser fiends. Massive spiked battlements line the perimeter, their edges gleaming with ethereal silver, creating a stark contrast between the celestial grace and infernal menace. A grand gate of black iron, etched with the crest of a forgotten house, stands at the entrance. Its hinges do not creak. They only open in silence, as if the fortress itself remembers the weight of too many battles. Here we can find rest where no one will bother us.
Always
And
a
I
good
will
thing.
explain.
Thank you.
It used to look a lot brighter, I guess, since I gave up my holy powers. It has changed.
I go inside.
I'd go inside.
And this
Yeah,
is
I'll go inside.
his version of like Otto's hut.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So inside, the fortress is vast, solemn, and eerily pristine. The walls are lined with banners, some tattered and old, emblems of long dead orders and fallen warriors. There is a lingering echo of past voices, as if the very stones remember the last time they housed knights and kings. You step inside to the great hall. The heart of the fortress, massive pillars stretch into a vaulted ceiling from which chains of dimly glowing lanterns hang, like remnants of a forgotten battlefield. A long obsidian table, cracked yet unbroken, sits in the center, an unmistakable place for war councils, feasts, and moments of quiet camaraderie. A massive fireplace of black stone roars with blue flame, providing warmth without light, its embers reflecting in the polished floors. And at the far end, an empty throne sits upon on a raised dais. It does not belong to a king, nor does it invite anyone to sit. It is simply there, a reminder of something lost. And you can see chambers that go off in either direction. So, we can sit here, you can explore, you can do whatever. This will stay up for 8 hours. Long enough to rest.
What happens
Thank
if we're
you.
still inside when after the 8 hours?
It kicks us out.
I go down one of the chambers to see if I can look at some of the rooms.
Okay.
I sit in the Great Hall.
Off to the side of the Great Hall, there's a circular chamber filled with map tables, celestial charts, and artifacts of forgotten wars. The walls bear etched runes shifting slightly as if whispering forgotten battle hymns. A central table of black marble serves as a command post, occasionally illuminated by flickering ghostly projections of past battlefields. This is the war room.
I start looking around a little bit more, see if there's anything particular.
Nothing that you recognize. You even look at the map and its lands you don't know.
Excuse me. I continue onward to see the next room. I'm assuming there's another one down the hall.
There are private quarters. There are enough for each of you, and then there is Calathar's private chamber.
Let me go in one of the closest private chambers just to see what it looks like.
It's dark, elegant craftsmanship. Stained glass windows filter in moonlight, despite there being no true moon in the Nine Hells. Gilded iron sconces glow with flickering blue flames never fully extinguishing. The furniture is crafted from deep mahogany, accented with silver trim, both regal and austere, as if built for a knight who no longer recognizes his own title.
Yeah. Let's just kind of look around, like kind of. Is Cal's door like different, or is it just what
Yes.
I know?
It's different.
Jiggle the handle.
It's locked. It's actually chained shut. These big chains.
Oh, you just hear in the hallway. Don't be trying to break into any rooms.
I'm not just exploring. I go back to join everyone else back in the Great Hall.
Okay. Anybody else want to explore more, or do you want to talk to Kale? Because there's a few more places in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of want to go off and explore a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go off. You can find the dining hall. It's a grand feasting chamber built with dark stone and high arched ceilings, where echoes of past victories and tragedies intertwine. The table is long and uncomfortably regal, meant for warriors who dine in silence or toast to battle won. A small side area contains a full kitchen, though no servants or anything tend to it. It operates only at the will of those who enter.
Mm.
And then if you continue to explore, you can actually go. There is one other chamber there, and then there's a door that goes outside to the back.
Okay, I'll check that other chamber first.
Okay. This is a chamber filled with dim candlelight designed for meditation, quiet discussions, or necessary detachment from war. Soft rugs and old banners create an atmosphere of tired comfort, as if built for those who have fought too long and need a moment to breathe. In the center, a circular pool of dark water reflects only the sky of whatever world the visitor calls home. This is the sanctum of rest.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna peek into the pool. Huh. Okay. I'm going to leave this place alone. And I'm gonna walk out and go to that other.
You open the door and you expect to go into the Nine Hells, because you can tell this is like an outdoor, leading out. But you go into a vast courtyard within the walls, filled with bladed dummies, weapon racks, and an ethereal sparring ring that projects echoes of past challengers. The ground is made of black sand, shifting occasionally as if waiting for the next warrior to leave their mark. And then a small observatory tower overlooks the yard, its platform lined with faded memorial etchings, names that no longer have voices to call them.
So is that just to overlook the sparring place, or is that I can go inside and observe the stars?
You can go inside, but it does look out over the training yard.
Okay.
If you were to try and look out towards the Nine Hells, you can't see anything.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna come back to the Great Hall.
Okay.
Again.
And inspect the throne.
Okay. It's a throne. It's an iron throne. Old bit of black obsidian at the bottom. Dust sits on it, and there is a crest on there that has been scratched through.
Is there any way I could look at the crest more, or is it
It's
undistinguishable?
Yeah, it's undistinguishable. It's been gouged out. Like somebody that wanted to forget.
I'm gonna take a look at Cal, then at the crest, but I don't say much, so I'm just gonna walk down to sit down.
Okay.
Is it
I'm
about
already
dinner
sitting
time?
there.
Because if it is, I'll make
I
dinner
sit
so we
next
can all
to
talk.
be.
You do
Well,
not
we-
have to make dinner in here.
Oh.
You just think about what you want. Each individual person can think about what they want, and it is magically made for you.
Ooh.
Welcome to a magical hut.
Okay.
You get literally whatever you want.
I want a rotisserie chicken and champagne.
Okay.
Well, that's a
You get
weird
it.
combo.
You think about that, and a few seconds later, this dish pops up, and there is a dome that you can remove.
Okay. I'm gonna.
And that is your rotisserie chicken and champagne.
Holy shit! Free food.
Bottle of champagne from like the 1980s.
I'm gonna
I,
think about just a cheeseburger with bacon, ketchup, mustard, lettuce, and pickle and onion on it.
Okay.
And
You think about that. And this isn't just like regular bacon. This is that nice thick bacon with bits of like fat on the end. Like that nice brisket cut bacon on it. Nice Angus burger.
Okay, I'm getting hungry.
Thick and juicy. And it appears right in front of you.
a mug of ale.
Yeah. Big mug of ale. Kind of splashes off as it
kinda
appears.
close my eyes and I think I could so go for a roast beef sandwich with mashed potatoes, everything covered in nice thick brown gravy.
Appears. The gravy kind of sloshes a little bit.
And I just kind of,
Nice toasted rye bread.
I just kind of,
As you bite into it, that you get that crunch of that bread.
I think about my mom's food. A roast pork with gravy, mashed potatoes, and Brussels sprouts and carrots.
Appears right there.
ew, brothers.
Unknowingly
Huh?
why, I just want rice, fish, and some steamed veggies with a glass of water.
Okay. Appears right in front of you. The water again kind of spills out as it appears. You get a nice salmon over rice.
Okay. Did I also get a champagne glass, or am I drinking
Yes.
straight out the bottle? Okay.
I mean, you can if you want, but
Yeah, we haven't regressed there yet, but she's taking quite a few gulps.
Bev,
I
you're
look over-
right there.
Yes, this is delicious. I haven't had this in quite some time.
eventually, when my power grows a bit, I do believe I can hold this longer, but for now it's only 8 hours.
Ugh.
Eventually,
Well,
as he casts it at higher levels, it will last longer and longer. And I believe at level 15, I made it. Something like that. He can cast this at 7th level, and it can last indefinitely
Oh, damn.
until destroyed. But it can be moved too.
Oh yeah.
Bev,
What?
you're not turning into alcoholic again, are you?
Again?
I'm not gonna have to watch you
What do you mean?
using alcohol as a crutch.
I'm just drinking champagne. What do you mean?
You used to be an
That's
alcoholic,
right.
dear.
I what?
Yes,
You used to be an alcoholic, dear.
Nix,
Yes.
you can't get drunk, can you?
No.
So we don't have to worry about Bev getting drunk.
I mean, her half can get drunk.
Oh boy.
Mine can't.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, when you said I was an alcoholic, surely it couldn't have been that bad.
Beth,
Oh,
I need to give you rubbing alcohol to stave off the withdrawals.
Still not happy you did that.
Okay.
Withdrawals would have killed them.
and I didn't
Infection
start
would have
liking
too.
you until
If we
after you stopped drinking so heavily.
See, I didn't remember doing that.
I know, dear. I know.
That's
But
weird.
I also know it wasn't your fault. Just please be careful.
I'll do my best.
finish up eating, like, what would really hit the spot? A double dark chocolate cake.
Oh.
Large cake right in the middle.
I want hors
With sprinkles.
d'oeuvres and escargot.
Sprinkles. The escargot appears.
Yes.
So I start eating, I'm like, I need a jug of milk.
And I'm just like eating this greasy ass burger and drinking the ale. It's just like
Yeah, I'm talking caviar, escargot, hors d'oeuvres, all that starts popping up.
Yeah, just kind of sits back in a seat at the head of the table, just watching all of you. His legs, one leg crossed over the other.
I'm gonna slide some of it over to him to try. Yeah, try this. We used to do this all the time.
Waves his hand.
I think of like my mom's spiced apple crisp with vanilla whipped cream.
As I'm eating my second slice of cake, I look over to Cal. Propel us. You're related to our new demon benefactor?
He kind of is just staring into the table.
I apologize for being so blunt, but I feel like there's just no easy way around it.
His name wasn't always Belzathar. Long before he became the thing you saw, the devil with the forked tongue and the endless hunger for power, he was called Velzrin. Velzrin Solorian. My brother. And you can almost feel that admission hanging in the air like a blade suspended by a thread. He doesn't look at you. His eyes are fixated on the table, as if afraid your faces might show him truths he isn't ready to face. We were born into the same house, deep beneath the earth, in a city long turned to ash in memory. He was my mirror in many ways. Fierce, brilliant, ambitious. He kind of smiles a little bit and he tries to hold it back. But where I sought honor and discipline, Velzrin craved more. He leans forward, resting his forearms on his knees, his fingers tightening into fists. Power. That was his poison. Not for its own sake, but because he thought it would make him untouchable. He hated feeling small, vulnerable. We were warriors, both of us. But Velzrin, he wanted to be a god among mortals. He takes this big, long breath. During one of the great conflicts of our time, A wall so old even history has forgotten its name. He made a deal. Not with some petty fiend, but with an archdevil whose name has been lost to ash. He traded his soul for power beyond comprehension, enough to win battles no army could stand against. See, his eyes almost darken, and for a time it worked. He was unstoppable, a force of nature wrapped in steel and sorcery. But devils don't deal in gifts. Power is a loan, and the debt is always collected. He clenches his jaw, the faintest tremor betraying the stoicism he's worn like armor for centuries. In the final battle, when everything was on the line, the power he'd been given turned on him. It devoured him from the inside out, leaving nothing but ash and echoes. I watched him die, not as a brother, but as a stranger I no longer recognize.
Stop.
But death wasn't the end for him. Not for Veldrin. In the furnaces of Nessus, his soul was forged into something new, twisted, broken, reshaped into the devil you know as Belzephar. His name became a curse, his face a mask of everything he'd lost, and everything he chose to become. He finally looks up, his eyes meeting each of you, filled with a complex storm of grief, guilt, and something unspoken. Hope, perhaps, or the faintest ember of regret. I thought he was gone, truly gone. But when he looked at me and said those words, "It's good to see you, brother," I realized something terrifying. Maybe, just maybe, there's still a piece of Veldrin left inside that monster. And his gaze kind of drifts back to the table. And I don't know if that makes this better or worse.
It means there's a little bit of hope, right? Even as small as it is.
Hope's a dangerous thing to have.
Finish up my gate. Family's always the one that disappoints you the most.
I'm just kind of looking down at the table and not meeting anybody's eyes.
I'm kind of looking at the throne and still at Cal, and then I go, so, was that his throne or yours?
Neither. It was our father's. They were supposed to be ours. It's odd because we were twins, but so opposite. And in our world, in our kingdom, both of us would have ruled at the same time. And I don't know if anything would have gotten done. Because we're so opposite. So maybe it's best we didn't take the throne. Maybe it's best I was taken and he was killed. But that throne has no kingdom to rule anymore. So it sits here. I don't dare sit in it. It's not mine.
Well, you did bring your people back, at least eventually, so maybe you'll have a
Yes,
throne
but
to sit in again one day.
who's to say they want to be ruled?
That's true.
At least
We've
But
been
the
gone for
potential's there, you know?
thousands of years.
it makes me wonder something. You got your people back. What are they doing right now?
I don't know how whatever he did works. I don't know if they just pop out of the ground or I have to sleep with somebody and just the offer's there, by the way.
At that I kind of like look up. I'm like, no.
But although I guess none of you are elves, so they wouldn't be elves.
Maybe you'll find an elf.
Maybe. I
Kind of looked at the others like, once we're done here, we might want to go and check on his people. For all we know, there's thousands of elves just wandering around the wilderness.
just butt
I
ass
was going to say there might just be elf babies all over the place
Just
now
little babies left in a tree.
for us to go help. So
Well,
Just saying.
I would assume they'd pop up on my side of the world.
I would assume too, but
It's a long journey.
we have a ship that can get us there. I'm assuming.
you said it was underground?
We grew up underground, but hence the color. But no, the kingdom itself was above ground. But we live on the other side of Elyndor. There's a large ocean that separates this part of Elyndor from our parts. And there is on the other side, one to the east, one to the west, there's completely separate parts of Elyndor that, from what I've read so far, have not been explored. This is it. So who knows what happened there?
Well,
I mean, for all we know, the elves still live over there and never died.
maybe.
That would be nice.
I kind of get up and stretch. I think I'm gonna go to sleep and rest and digest all this.
Yes, all of you have rooms. There's a corridor over there. Just don't go to the door with the chains on it. It won't open for you anyways.
Okay.
It's my chamber.
I
I
kind of
go and
He's like,
find my room.
Same.
I go and
Yeah,
join.
I'll go claim a
Yeah.
room.
Everybody goes, claims a room. They're all the same. Basic amenities. What they do, all each have like their own bathroom, medieval style. Calathar doesn't know anything modern.
Is there a bath?
I go ahead and take it.
There is.
I'm gonna shower, or I'm not shower. I'm gonna bathe, and if the mantle got dirty, clean everything up and all that stuff.
And when you do bathe, all the sponges and everything, they actually float on their own, and they do it for you. It's all magical.
It
The
reminds me
water
of spa
drains
day.
itself, and as soon as that water gets cold, and you start to feel the water get cold in the bath, it drains and then refills with heat. But you get that faint bit of moonlight that doesn't belong here in the Nine Hells because there are no moons. You get that faint bit of moonlight creeping through those stained glass windows. And if you look at them, actually, everybody make a perception check, please.
Okay.
V.
12.
Okay. Beatrice.
6.
Beverly.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Colin.
Hell yeah.
15.
Arthur.
17.
Okay. If you look at the stained glass, it's you. It depicts, so for the two of you, it depicts the two of you together on a different part of an adventure, depending on what you want it to look like. Each one of you see yourselves at a different part of your adventures. But you guys, everybody can settle in, and all of you here, and you hear tink, those chains unlocking and moving, and you hear, and then those chains locking again. And it's Calathar speaking the words to get into his room.
Do I understand what he said?
No, you do not.
Ooh, okay. Even with my comprehend languages?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of just like, look to be. Like,
I'm already passed out.
oh. You didn't hear any of that?
Nope.
That actually fits.
So, everybody can take a long rest. Okay. You wake up. Now it's sunlight that should not be there, that is going through the stained glass. The colors reflecting all around you. It's not super bright coming through because the stained glass is pushing the reds and oranges and blues and greens that seem to shift.
I go ahead and put my armor back on, or attempt to put my armor back on.
Okay.
Yeah, I get myself settled up.
Yep, same here. Get dressed and all that.
Yep.
Yep. Then I'm gonna go out and look around, but more I'm focused on that throne for some reason.
Okay.
I walk out, see Arthur and Artie. No.
And what
I'm
kind
not
of just bring up to
thinking
her,
for me.
know what?
Artie knows why.
You misjudged it already.
Arthur, what are you planning on?
That's for me to know, and you guys maybe find out.
I just think of coffee.
I just shake my head and walk to the dining hall.
Yeah, I make my way to the dining hall.
Okay.
I
You guys
will
can
follow.
think of whatever you want for breakfast.
I'm just thinking of coffee at this point.
Kind of spills over, hits your hand.
I sit down and I'm like, I think of a jug of coffee, like one of those little things.
A carafe.
Yeah, a carafe of coffee.
He thinks of no. He said he thinks of a jug.
Yeah, a jug of coffee.
So there is a jug of coffee that appears, and it's like a water jug, and then it starts to melt because of the coffee.
I quickly think of the appropriate thing to replace that. And I also look at my plate and I'm like, I could go with biscuits and gravy with fried potatoes, bacon, and eggs over medium with rye toast. And I'm happy. I'm going to start eating.
I just think of pancakes and bacon.
6 stacks, dollar pancakes.
We really need to stop doing this to ourselves. We're only hurting
I'm
ourselves.
fucking starving.
Big stacks of pancakes and bacon.
I just think of hash browns and bacon with a side of toast with jam.
Eggs and
Some
juice.
coffee.
Giant cheesy omelet.
It all appears. And as you all are eating, Kale walks out. He's wearing an all black silk robe. And he sits down at the head of the table.
Mm.
Good morning, Fancy Pants.
You see coffee hit in like this large goblet. He drinks coffee out of a goblet.
Of course he
And
would.
then there is a full English breakfast that appears.
Ew.
Hello.
Ugh.
Do you not hear him talk?
You just see B like this,
Like blood sausage and everything.
Ew.
He just
Beans on
seeing
toast
the
and all that.
goblets. Like I just shake my head and I put my face back into my cup.
I haven't had this much cheese in so
it's
long.
also like one of the oldest breakfasts in history.
Yeah, still crap.
It is.
I've never had one, so I would
It's
know.
gross. British don't know how to do food.
To our British listeners
They don't
and
know
our
how to
fans
do
You
out
don't know
there,
how to do food. I can outcook you any day.
Ooh.
So yeah, you guys eat. This will last for another minute or two,
Oh,
I
okay.
chug the coffee.
I'm like,
and he does a little thing with his hands, and his armor appears.
I look up, show off. Just finish eating my food.
Yeah.
So, are we ready for our next task? It is going to get rather cold, so
Oh.
Where
here
are we
you
going?
go. And these large fur coats appear around all of you.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
a little warm right now because it's warm in here because there's a fireplace going. But he walks right out the front door.
I kind of get up, gather up with all my stuff, and I go out to follow him.
And these are like the traditional fur capes.
I'm gonna put the rest of my champagne bottle in Nix's hole. And then I'm gonna come out.
Okay. So, everybody leaving?
Yep.
Good, because you don't have a choice.
Um,
So, you step out into the 5th layer of hell, Stygia. Stepping into Stygia is like stepping into a graveyard of forgotten gods. Unlike the raging chaos of Phlegethos or the lawless decay of Dis, this place is still. Too still. The frozen wasteland stretches endlessly, silent and empty, as if the very concept of movement has been erased. Glaciers rise like shattered tombstones, massive and jagged, their fractured surfaces reflecting nothing. Ruined citadels, once home to devils who ruled this place, sit half buried beneath the ice, abandoned relics of a war that no one remembers. The air is so bitterly cold, it doesn't just bite at your skin, it presses inward, as if the cold itself is trying to fill the spaces between your ribs, to hollow them out. There is no life here, not even the wandering souls you have seen elsewhere in hell. Only emptiness. And somewhere in this abyss, a name lingers when it should not. And you remember what you were told by Belzathar. There is a name frozen into the ice of Stygia, one that should have perished long ago. Find it, erase it, let no trace remain. And he never told you who it belongs to. He does not explain why it's so important. But the fact that it still exists, even after the shattering, means that someone wanted it to survive. So the search is yours.
I scan and see if they're the closest set of ruins that's nearby.
So there is a vast stretch of ice before you see like old citadels.
Is there a hood on the jacket?
Yeah. It's like a ranger's cape.
I
But
put
for
the hood
mine-
up and I'm just like curled up into.
Think of like Jon Snow's cape,
Oh,
just with a hood.
I'm curled up into the.
It's cold. It's
I'm
bitterly
just
cold.
shivering.
I
Like-
kind of.
I'm talking like negative 100. This
How is this
That's
affecting
survivable?
plasma?
actually, you aren't as affected as others. Those
Fire
that are
person.
metal, you get very cold, and the fire, you cannot produce fire at this point.
Joy.
It's impossible.
Ah,
I kind of point toward the ruins, and
fuck, this hurts.
I think that's the best place to start looking for this name, whatever it is.
I take my coat off and give it to V to double up.
Dear, no, you're going
You're
to
colder
freeze.
than I am. I'll be okay.
How are you going to be okay?
I'm not made of metal.
Yeah, but you'll still freeze.
Let's just find this name and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I start looking.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you start heading through the ice fields of the Forgotten. A vast stretch of solid ice and possibly smooth, as if something was erased here. Somebody give me a either perception or investigation.
We have advantage on investigation.
I'll do investigation. I have a +6. Wow. I rolled a nat 1.
Maybe you should have let your wife do it. The one that has advantage on it. So you get snow blindness.
Pin.
Well, I mean, this isn't hard to see. As you guys are walking and you're looking around, beneath the surface of the ice, frozen figures drift like echoes. Creatures who have been stripped of their names, their stories, their very existence float by you under the ice. After about an hour or two of walking through this, wind hitting you, you find yourself at the ruined spires of the vanished lords, the crumbling remnants of ancient infernal citadels, untouched by looters or scavengers, because no one remembers they exist. The halls are covered in half-etched inscriptions, sentences that stop mid-thought as if the knowledge they once carried has been forcibly ripped away.
I go in.
Okay, they're kind of ruined, so there's not much to go in. It's just ruins. It's open.
Oh, okay. I want to look around and see if I see any kind of etchings of like a name to feel if I can see.
Make an investigation check.
I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
Investigation.
Going off, I'm kind of looking more for Cal's brother's
Investigation.
name, just to
Okay.
wonder.
22.
Okay.
17.
Okay. You see half-etched inscriptions, but no names that you can make out. Just keep in mind, comprehend languages does not work with
Written letters.
writing.
Yeah. I just figured something would stick out. I kind of looking around and I'm like, anybody have an idea what we should be looking for, or should I just start hitting every inscription with my hammer?
Well, I wouldn't hit everything. But we know that the name itself is frozen somewhere. That doesn't narrow it down that much here, but maybe it's made of ice or carved into like a wall somewhere made of ice.
Well, see, I look around if there's any big blocks of ice.
There is a massive there's a massive fracture in the ice that stretches for miles that descends into a bottomless abyss. And at the very center of it is a wall of ice.
There's no real way to get down without falling to my death.
Well, the ice is coming
okay.
through. The crack does fall down, but the ice is up above.
Oh, okay. I want to.
How
Go
thick is
examine
the
the ice
wall of
wall.
ice? Or is it multiple?
Probably like 15, 20 feet thick.
I
Ooh.
want to go and examine the ice wall.
Okay.
See if there's any etchings
Yeah.
on it.
There is indeed, embedded in a wall of ice, untouched by time, a name awaits. At last, you find it. A massive slab of ice, perfectly smooth, untouched by cracks or decay, and upon it, etched with unshakable precision, is a name. A name you don't recognize. And you read it in your head. You feel it in your bones when you're reading this. A weight, not a memory, but a presence. As your eyes trace the letters, the silence deepens. And for the first time since you entered Stygia, something moves.
Well, do I notice it?
You can feel it.
What was that? I want to try and read the name. See if I can.
Okay. This is not the name of a devil. It's not the name of a demon. It is in a language you do not understand. Natural 20. However, Alethar can read it. It is in High Sylvan, which is very rare, especially at this point. That can't be. That's the name he once erased.
Who's the name?
What is it?
I'm afraid if I speak it, something might happen. But it's the name of our ancestor. He was a legendary drow paladin and scholar of the divine, one of the last known champions of God before the Shattering. I don't know which god. He was the guardian of sacred knowledge, someone who stood against the forces that sought to unravel reality before the Shattering ever occurred. His existence has been almost entirely erased from history, except for this. don't know if we should speak it. I don't think we should destroy it. I mean, it's not sure why my brother wants it destroyed.
I was going to say, it sounds like it's a good ancestor.
Maybe that's why he wants it destroyed.
Hmm.
Now, as much as I don't want to destroy your history, Cal, we did make a deal, and so far we haven't really completely done what's been asked of us. I'm almost afraid to, if we keep bucking your brother's commands, there might be some dire consequences for us. So
you want to destroy history?
I don't want to, but I don't want to become history.
I don't know what to do. I don't think we should destroy it.
I was going to say, is there a way that we can technically destroy it while not destroying it?
There is so much power in this inscription. I can feel it. I'm sure most of you can feel it.
Can
If
I'm
he
almost-
had all this knowledge, destroy. Who says he didn't put something on his name?
Yeah, I could
I'm
just
afraid if we erase it, it could kill me.
we
What
don't
if
want
it
that.
kills his ancestors? His predecessors. Whatever.
That you two are the ones that made the deal.
I can
So-
speak his name. Not sure what it'll do, though.
Will it summon him?
I doubt that. That power's strong, but not that strong.
He says it's not going to summon something else.
And who says he didn't change?
Is that something we're prepared for?
I don't think we have much of a choice. Brute force may unleash it in a bad way. Speaking its name may give us some answers.
And might technically break the woods and the ice if you let something out.
I will leave the decision up to all of you. But I believe it needs to be unanimous.
I say that, I mean, we are
That's
all
what it
kind
is.
of in a deal with him at this point, but especially the people that are connected to him the way that I'm connected to Nyx, I think that it needs to be the loudest voices in the
I
decision.
think we need to speak the name.
Okay. Both of you want to? I'm down to speak it.
Honestly, I think erasing the name would erase your history. And if history is erased, you cannot learn from it.
So, Cal, say his name.
Arthur, what do you think?
We're
You're
going
the
off
one who will give it to me straight.
You're going off a bunch of what ifs. To be honest, if it destroys history, it could easily destroy him as well. Which is not something we could afford, honestly. Because as much as I don't like your pretty boy attitude, still need you. But speaking it, I think would also have dire consequences. More
We have to do something.
if you let me finish.
Jesus.
More, I think, instead of destroying it or saying it, we rewrite it. Then we take away this copy while the original one we make is still there.
Just as simple as writing it on a piece of paper.
No. If it's here in one of the set 9 hells, no. But Cal, I think you may have a way.
I don't have the power to change something like this. If we write over this, it's going to destroy it.
No, sorry, I was not clear. We rewrite it on something else to try to preserve the knowledge of the name.
The powers in the ice. If we could rewrite, even if we could rewrite into the ice, I don't think that it will preserve the knowledge. I think if we affect this in any way, the knowledge is gone. Besides speaking it, I believe that speaking it could release the knowledge. But that's if you guys want that knowledge.
Speaking of this, probably the safer way. Because who says what would happen if we did destroy this?
We all know what happens when we touch or hit the big magical objects.
I just kind of look down, go like this.
Then, Cal, this is the thing I say. I'd rather not destroy knowledge, so speak it. As much as I've destroyed history as it is.
He takes a deep breath. Joe Hendry. I'm kidding. Joe Hendry just pops up. Say his name and he appears. He just pops back there. Okay. Are you ready?
No, but when have we done anything that
No.
we're ready for?
And just in case
Take.
he pulls his sword.
Yeah,
I ready to hit
no.
her.
Pull out.
the staff of
I'm pulling out both
celestial
handguns.
roots.
I pull my trident.
I pull out the infernal archbolt launcher.
Valorian Silurian. Joe Hendry. And all of a sudden, the world fractures. The ice beneath your feet cracks with a deafening roar, splitting outward in a jagged web of glowing fissures. A bitter wind howls not just through the air, but through your very minds. A forceful tearing of the present as something long buried awakens. And for a moment, everything goes dark.
We fucked up.
Then, light. Blinding, searing, golden light radiating from a cracked battlefield suspended between two realms. The sky above is not a sky at all, but an expanse of swirling celestial fire streaked with shadows so vast they make the gods seem small. Beneath you, the ground is a shifting mirror of time itself, reflecting 1,000 images of wars long past and wars yet to come. And standing at the heart of it all, a warrior. A drow, clad in armor so brilliantly silver it glows, yet tarnished with the weight of a war that should have never been fought. His face is partially obscured, not by helmet nor shadow, but by the ravages of time itself, as though reality has tried to erase him, tried to deny his existence, and yet he remains. Valorian Silurian. He does not turn to look at you. Instead, his hollow silver eyes are locked onto something in the distance, something the vision does not allow you to see. His stance is unmoving, unyielding, his fingers clenched around the hilt of a long sword crackling with divine energy, though the blade itself is fractured, splintered by an unseen force. Then You hear it. A voice. Not his. Not yours. Something far greater. A voice woven from the dying echoes of forgotten gods. Distant yet unbearably close. A whisper that feels like it is spoken directly into your bones. It was never supposed to end this way. And then chaos. The vision shifts violently, hurling you forward through time. Flashes of battle, celestials and fiends locked in a war that should have never happened. Angels falling, their wings set alight by an unseen force. Devils abandoning their masters, running from something greater than even hell itself. Then, a shattering of reality. Not just a war, not just a battle lost, but the collapse of something fundamental. The sky above breaks apart like glass, shards of existence tumbling into an infinite void, dragging with them entire pantheons, entire realms, entire souls. The battlefield screams, but there is no sound, only the cold, dead silence of something irreversible. And through it all, Valorian does not move. He stands at the very edge of the cataclysm, his tattered silver cloak billowing against the void, as if he is the last thing holding this moment in time together. His gaze empty, yet furious, locks onto something unseen. A figure standing in the darkness. A silhouette. Indistinct. Massive. Watching. Valorian's tightens his grip on his sword. The gods did not fall. His voice is strong but layered, as if spoken through 1,000 voices. A declaration, a warning. They were taken. The vision shatters. You're hurled back into your own bodies. The cold of Stygia suddenly unbearable. The howling winds too quiet. The ice beneath your feet is no longer cracked, as if it never broke at all. But the name is still there. And now, you are not the only ones who know it was spoken. Did everyone else see that?
What does it mean that the
That
gods
was-
weren't killed? They were taken?
Kidnap a god.
And why not Zoltat?
God,
Wait,
perhaps?
Self-death behind it?
I don't think that God has that power.
I haven't gotten that feeling. He's lonely without other gods.
So he stood there at the precipice of it all. He watched the shattering happen. He didn't
Cal, you know.
stop it.
Cal, I have a question. Are there things older than gods?
Of course. Titans, for one. These proto-gods. They birthed gods. Made them who they were. But they're long dead. Titans haven't existed for hundreds of thousands of years. Even in my time, 5, 6, 700,000 years.
But didn't we not just think the gods were killed too?
There's no way
Zolta
It's a
said they were
possibility
killed.
we have to think of.
Did Zolta not known that they were taken versus killed? And why not take Zolteth with?
Probably
Perhaps they
hid like a
hid.
scared cat.
There are parts of wherever they reside that could be hidden, possibly.
They are.
But
I just kind of rub my eyes. I'm like, first we have to restore the hells. Now we have to rescue gods. And we still have to restore the ley lines. Oh,
Who
God.
says it's not all
That's who's-
connected?
Yeah, I think it's all connected. It
Oh,
feels
I'm
like
sure
it's all
it
connected.
is. Sure it is.
We restore the
Cal,
hells. We
Tell me how
help.
big of a possibility this is. What if the shattering, the crystals, and all that is just their prison?
So you think
Because we've been to Reverie and that's completely corrupted.
maybe because there's no gods there,
or maybe because there are gods there,
but they're in prison?
the corruption could be covering the prison.
Because whatever took me in Reverie, it was what I've heard of Reverie before and after that. It was not Reverie.
We also need to figure out what happened to the other devils here.
What was that, Arthur?
We also need to figure out what happened to the other devils here.
I think they're all dead.
Are they?
They were captured too.
Was something once balanced undone?
There's no balance right now in the world.
But we're slowly
It's
restoring it. Unless we're
World's
slowly
empty.
restoring it.
Which means
Have you got any more alcohol?
Not for you.
as much as you hate it, B, we have two with the devil. Kinda need to embrace. I won't call you saint,
Thank you. Finally.
but you need to try to be one. You need to lead. Light and dark go hand in hand.
I was going to say, might need more
Destinies
gods.
that were unwritten should be followed. And I look at Cal when I say that.
I have no destiny.
You're gonna be a king.
That dream died with my people.
Your
Your
people
people are
have
back.
returned.
Who says that we can't find someone
I need your brother to
That
be
you
a
can-
king of hell.
conceive?
You both were born to be
With.
kings.
What
You
made
wanted
your
me to give
brother
it to you
fall?
straight?
Besides making the deal that he did, what else made your brother fall?
Greed. He wanted power that a human or an elf couldn't handle. And he was struck down in battle. Overwhelmed. I let him die. Could have saved him. But at that point, he wasn't my brother. So
What says we can't save him now?
there's no saving what he has become. Belzathar is all he is. And all he is going to be. If he wants to rule, he can rule the 9 hells. But he has no place in this world.
So you rule the world. Or not the world, but
I don't want that much power.
you know what I mean, Cal. We see if we can find your people.
and see what happened to the gods.
Well, I can try and talk more to Zoltath and have them see what I saw.
I
I
think
still want to talk
you're
to
right.
that thing.
The thing very rarely talks to me.
Eh,
I look
I'll
at
keep
the
poking
ice
it.
wall, and then I look at Cal. So now that we've spoken the name, the power is gone from this, right?
The name will stay, but
I don't think we destroy the ice.
no, I don't think we can destroy the ice. The only one that would be capable of it can't produce fire right now.
Well, I
Got
kind
fire
of
shots.
This is 50 feet of ice.
don't need to destroy all of it. I just need to bash away the name. But
I
as
could
long as it
melt
won't
bit
harm
by
you
bit.
or
Trust me, he knows we spoke it. There's no fooling him. He knows everything that happens down here.
guess there's no point now.
So, guess we should get whatever's going to happen over with and move on to whatever he wants us to do next. Just
First.
remember this, that these may seem menial, but he has a reason for this. Something he is playing at.
Before we go, I want someone to write down that vision. And then we not speak of it to him.
Agreed.
I reach in my bag.
So, who's going to take notes?
I reach in my bag and take out like a pen and paper that I
A
have.
journalist would do us really good right now.
And I write down the vision and kind of pass it around to make sure that I wrote down everything correctly. And then I'll put it back into or I'll give it to Nyx to put it into the hole.
Okay. Heading back to Nessus.
Well, there's nothing really in
Yep.
Stygian.
Yeah.
If,
Stygia.
I will say this, if anyone needs to be
Stygian.
blamed,
Stygian.
you should leave it to me. I've already pissed him off once.
That's exactly why we weren't going to leave it to you.
Kale opens a portal.
I go through the portal.
Yeah, I
go
walk
through.
through.
I walk.
Okay. When you return to Nessus, the atmosphere has changed. It's colder. As if even the hellfire that once smoldered in the distance has dimmed. The very air feels heavier, pressing against your skin with an unseen weight. The silence is unnatural. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of something holding its breath. Belshazzar is waiting for you. Not lounging in his throne of twisted iron and bone like before. Not offering you that usual smirk that drips with sarcasm and control. He stands at the center of the hall, motionless, his wings half spread as though he had been pacing and stopped the moment you arrived. His amber eyes, normally lit with mockery or cruel amusement, are darker now, harder.
Oh.
Tell me, which of you spoke it?
Inadvertently, my eyes dart to Kale.
He doesn't need to clarify. You know exactly what he means.
So,
And,
am I feeling like the overpowering darkness?
oh yeah, you, as all of you kind of hesitate, he clenches his jaw as he steps forward with a single step. The sound of his talons scraping against the stone is the only noise in the room. You know, I told myself you might be different. that perhaps you understood the cost of digging too deep. His hands curl into fists. The dark crimson veins along his forearms pulsing faintly as if something inside him is struggling to stay contained. Then he exhales.
I love breath this game.
But this laugh is different. It's not his usual mocking laughter, not the laughter of a devil amused by mortals playing at power. It's hollow, sharp at the edges, kind of laugh that sounds more like a curse. And yet, here we are, again. And he finally looks to Kale. And for the first time since the reunion, the anger is personal. You had to say it, didn't you? His wings shift, his claws flex. And then he turns away. Not in surrender, not in weakness, but as if he doesn't trust himself to look at you any longer. Do you even understand what you've done? Do you think knowledge is innocent? That because you know something, it makes you strong? He kind of lets the silence settle a bit before he answers his own question. No, it makes you a beacon. He turns back to you, his eyes burning now, but not with fire. Something deeper, something raw. The moment you spoke that name, the very second the ice cracked in Stygia, it knew. The room seems darker somehow, as if even the Hellfire Nessus is recoiling from the weight of his words. You think this about me, about my petty little schemes. You think I wanted that name erased because it meant something to me? Gods, no. Takes a step closer. That name was a lock. A lock I kept buried because it was the only thing keeping it from noticing this forsaken, broken world. And you just tore the damn door off its hinges. Kind of runs his hand through his white streaked black hair. I hope you're ready for the consequences because I won't be the one paying the price this time.
Shit.
What happened to the other devils?
They died.
And that's what we thought about the gods.
They died. I watched it happen. I watched my master to dust, the strongest being in this place. Asmodeus. Speaking his name, you sent trembles through the hell. But now, it's just dust in the
Why did you want all this? Call it innocent curiosity. The token, the flame, the name gone. You're
Since that's don't need to be revealed to you yet. Not until you're done.
What would you have us do next?
Go complete your next task. I need time to think, and you should pray to whatever gods you still believe in. And he turns back towards his throne. Oh, and if you dream tonight and you see eyes in the dark, don't look at them. Whatever you do, don't look. And
Okay.
he opens a portal for the next task.
Thanks for the advice.
What is this task? You have yet to speak it.
Show the Crimson Bastion. One that should have been lost when the shadow consumed this place. It is still here. I want it. Go.
It will be done. And I bow and I go and I
He sits on his throne.
walk toward the portal.
Yeah, I go through the portal.
I'm just gonna shake my head thinking still crazy, and I'm just gonna walk.
I actually look up at him before I go through the portal. Beware of a titan. And I go through the portal.
I go through the portal.
Okay. And as you go through the portal into Malbolge, the sixth layer of hell.
Malboat?
Malbolge. Malbolge.
No.
It's the sixth layer of hell. This is the torment.
Malboji.
This is where souls are tormented.
Mhm.
It's also
Fun.
where we're going to take a break.
Oh.
So, we will be right back, everybody. Please do not go anywhere. And we're back. All right. So, the portal churns with an unsettling, twisted energy. The air itself seeming to resist your passage. As you step through, the sensation is immediate. Not the choking heat of Avernus, not the silence of Stygia. Something far more oppressive. Malbolge is a place of torment. Not the endless warfare of the Blood War, which is the war that's fought in the Hells.
Blood War?
The Blood War, yes. That is the war that's endlessly fought throughout the Hells. Not the cruel bureaucracy of Dis, but a realm of suffering without order. Once a labyrinth of impossibly high mountains and fortified citadels, the shattering left it as little more than a landscape of fractured, crumbling ruins, jagged cliffs, and sinking earth. The sky swirls with unnatural shadows, the ground beneath you shifting as if it were alive. The remnants of once mighty towers lie shattered, twisted metal and broken stone forming mountains of rubble. This was once a place where punishment was precise, where order reigned in agony. Now, it's a corpse world. A wasteland where something ancient still lingers. And deep within these ruins, something waits for you.
Kind of look around. So where is the Crimson Bastion? Look around.
It's
I think it's right in front.
down.
I look down.
And there's, you can see a chasm that goes down. And there is, steps that go down.
Okay. Well, Cal, do you want to take the lead, or shall I? Or does anybody else want to take a turn?
Cal pulls out a sword and just walks.
I follow behind.
I
Oh.
pull out my staff.
I never put away the guns. They've always been in my hand.
You travel to what is called the Mall of Chains. That's MAW,
Mall.
not MALL. Don't get to go
Mall.
shopping.
The Mall of Change.
The
Does
Mall of
Hell
Chains.
have? Does the Night House have a mall?
Probably. It's just the Mall of Millennia with endless lines.
Ugh.
You have to get a number.
And the food court is closed.
Actually, it's not closed. The food court is only Sabaro.
Oh.
Yeah. That's it. Nothing else. No Orange Julius. Man, Orange Julius. Okay. Sorry. The entrance to the Mall of Chains is not marked by a gate, nor a door, nor any physical threshold. It's simply there, waiting. A wound in the world where reality seems to pull inward, as though something beyond is consuming the very air. From the moment you step forward, the air shifts. No longer hot, no longer cold, no longer anything at all. There's no sky above you, no ground beneath you, only an endless abyss of rusted iron and blackened steel, twisting into a spiraling vortex of gnashing chains and distant screams. The only way forward is down.
Oh, to the others. This is gonna suck. I want to look around and see if there's anything of interest inside this area.
There's not. There's nothing. Just metal.
Well, what's the old saying about hell? Just go through it.
That's not what I was going to say, but
What were you gonna say?
hath no fury like a woman scorned?
Oh, there's that too.
You first. And he pushes you. And at first, there's nothing beneath your feet, yet somehow you fall without falling. The sensation is neither weightless nor grounded, as if the very concept of motion has been rewritten here. The further you descend, the more the chains emerge from the void, not suspended, but alive, shifting, coiling, tightening. You can hear a constant clanking, rattling, and groaning of chains filling the air. The further you go, the more you hear whispers woven into the noise. Not words, but pleas. Voices so weak they barely register. Somewhere in the darkness, something struggles. Something fights against its bindings. You can hear the chains dragging and straining as something, but it's in the darkness. You can't see what's there. As you continue, fragments of crumbling platforms suspended in the abyss by chains appear beneath your feet at odd intervals. Some are covered in skeletal remains, long since crushed by the tightening of their iron bindings. Others bear inscriptions, faint etchings of languages older than hell itself. Figures hang in the chains, their forms wrapped so tightly that only their hollow, open mouths remain visible. They do not scream. They simply breathe. Their lungs rising and falling in ragged, eternal agony. You can almost hear the of their lungs as they pass, or as you pass, sorry. Some of the prisoners twitch as if sensing your presence. One of them turns its head slightly, just enough to watch you go. Halfway through the descent, the ball decides to react. The chains that once hung motionless begin to move with purpose as they lash out. I need everybody to make a dex save, please.
Shit.
Oh! What the hell?
Oh, fucking
Um,
hells. That is...
Beatrice.
Five.
Fail. V.
6 because of my disadvantage. I would have had a nat 20!
Oof. Fail. Beverly.
I just got my second nat 20 of the night.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Nice.
Success. Colin.
I also got a nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Arthur.
7.
Fail. So, Beverly and Colin, you can pick one person to succeed each, which means one person's still going to fail because of your nat 20. Everybody else
saving
failed
V.
except for you two. Okay, you're saving V.
I'm going to say B.
Okay, so Arthur fails. So
Was it Cal?
the iron limbs. Oh, sorry, Cal didn't
I was
roll.
gonna say maybe Kiel can save him.
Definitely not a nat 20.
Damn.
Oh.
Dex save. Cal failed.
What?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. His dex isn't that high. He's an ill rigger. He's a big, bulky fucking fighter. And a magic caster. So he failed too. So the iron limbs lash out, moving faster than expected. Kale and Arthur are wrenched backwards, dragged toward one of the hanging prisoners, forced to witness something they shouldn't see. And we both, Kale and Arthur, need to make a wisdom saving throw. That's a success. That's an 18 on the die.
13.
Fail.
Jesus.
So
Oh, no.
you are shown darkness, and inside you see these eyes, these yellow and red beady eyes that stare directly into your soul. And this long hand comes out of this mouth as it opens up, this hand with these long fingers and long fingernails, probably 3 feet long, come out of the mouth and reach towards your face and caress the side of your face. And as it does, a trickle of blood drips down as it picks up the blood and brings it back into the mouth and runs its finger along the teeth so the blood spreads onto the already yellow teeth. As the hand disappears, the mouth closes. The mouth disappears. The eyes go wide as they disappear into the darkness. Another deck save for you two. Success.
7.
What'd you get? Fail. You get brought back again. And I need another wisdom saving throw from you. God, I'm going to run out of things that you're not supposed to see.
5.
Fail.
Jesus.
Okay, let's figure out another one. Just kidding. Please make another deck save.
Does that work?
No, it doesn't. Make a wisdom
Jake,
saving
you
throw.
dice.
Can I rescue him?
No.
16 for wisdom save.
That's a success.
Oh
But you still need to make another dex.
no. Okay, 23.
That's a success. So you're able to finally break free, and you and Kale hit the ground, and you guys are able to keep moving forward.
Arthur, you okay?
No.
Okay.
Just to Artie, he's like, are you good?
I'm gonna think back. I think I saw eyes I shouldn't have.
And just as you say that, the platform below begins to sink, pulled into the endless abyss of chains below. You have to run, jump, or cling to the rusted links, choosing either to fight against the pull or trust in the shifting gravity of the maul. So, everybody make a strength save.
Oh, this is gonna be bad for me.
Oh, that's a success. That is a 23. Kale. Beatrice.
10.
Okay. Fail. V.
6.
Fail. Bev.
10.
Fail. Colin.
22.
Fail. I'm kidding. Success. Arthur.
9.
Fail. So all of you. So Kale and Colin run and jump and both grab onto the links and are able to make your way to the other side. As you look behind, ready to grab your wife, you see her sink down.
I try and hold out my...
It's too far.
Damn it.
You guys have one more chance to make this save.
New dice, guys. Different dice.
Go ahead and make a strength save.
Oh my god.
It won't be me this time. at least.
Beatrice. Fail. V.
I really hate disadvantage. 13.
Bev.
5.
Because
Fail.
that was another nat 20 that I would have
Damn.
I had 24.
That's a success. So you're able to pull your way through, but the rest of them drop into the abyss.
I yell, no! Oh, God.
We have to keep moving.
Moving? We have to save them!
You're going to go down into the darkness. You don't know what's down there. What good are you to her if you're dead? Think. Use your brain and not your heart. I'm moving.
I'm gonna slowly crawl my way up to you guys.
And he just walks forward.
I take one last back look and I go forward.
I make sure Colin follows, then I follow.
As you near the true depths, something emerges from the chains. Not a demon, not a devil, but something between both and neither at the same time. A great rusted construct built from the fused bodies of the mall's forgotten prisoners. It's a face. Its face is a mask of screaming mouths, each one speaking in a different voice. Doesn't attack outright, but questions you. Why do you enter? Will you offer chains or bear them? Demands the price for passage. But it does not specify what the price is. So this is up to you. You can either pay the price or make this thing get out of your way. With the three of you.
I
I'm
look to
not
the
in a
others.
fighting mood.
Well, I'm angry enough that I would fight it, but that's just me.
Don't be stupid.
Whatever its price is, we'll pay it.
You don't know what its price is. You have to offer it.
I looked at the thing. What do you want?
Will you offer chains or bear them?
What was that last one?
Will you offer chains or bear them?
I kind of think, and I realized one of us has to stay. Either we pick one of us to stay, or one of us willingly stays.
I mean, if one of us has to stay, this is obvious.
One.
Huh?
This is Chris's favorite one.
Yeah, I hate you, but I know what he does already. I'm gonna pull out guns to both of them. Get going. You don't get a choice.
Fine. Well,
You need your wife, and you need to become who you are.
I kind of gesture to Arthur. Him.
These massive chains come out and wrap around Arthur and pull him into this thing and then into the darkness. As it's just you and KO.
All right.
The final descent. Beyond the Guardian, the mall shifts again and suddenly you're falling. This time there's no stopping, no floating, no handholds, only the abyss. The screams of the chained grow louder, their whispers turning into laughter, and in the final moments before you reach the bottom, a voice. Not Belzathar's, not the Guardians, something else. A whisper that etches into your minds like rusted steel. You should not have come here. And then, impact. Darkness. And the feeling of cold iron wrapping around your throats.
I look to Kel. Kel, what is this?
I don't know.
Can you move?
Suddenly, the chains move on their own.
I hate this place.
And then back around. But it's not tight this time. It's just so these chains now at this point have bound your throat, your wrists, and your ankles. And you again are in immediate darkness, pitch black abyss. These chains are not tight enough to restrain, but enough to remind you of where you are and who owns this place. You feel chains around your throats, your hands, and your wrists. Your wrist and your ankles. V, same thing. Beverly, same thing. Arthur, same thing. Again, pitch black abyss. All of you, a faint red glow emerges, revealing your surroundings. You see each other, but you are standing on a vast circular platform suspended by chains that stretch infinitely above and below you. The walls, if there are any, are hidden in darkness, but somewhere in the distance you can hear mechanical groaning, as if the entire maw is shifting, watching, waiting. Before you, 3 chains hang from the void, each one holding something different. A whisper fills the air, though no mouth speaks it. Choose the weights you will bear. And the chains you must choose from. One chain, a rusted black iron chain with deep crimson runes carved into its link. The next, a silver, faintly glowing chain that whispers names, stories, and secrets. And the third, a chain that looks ordinary, but is impossibly heavy in the soul rather than the body. You must choose one collectively. You can now all see each other.
I like, oh my god, honey, are you okay?
But again, you're still chained. Not tight. You can move, but you are still bound to this place.
Can I talk, or is it going to be like,
No, you can talk.
oh, thank God you're alive, honey.
I thought I was done for.
Same.
Oh, shit.
I thought you two idiots
So
were supposed
ashamed
to
to
move
be
on.
choose.
What?
I thought you two idiots were supposed to move on, not get caught.
Which 2 idiots?
You're
Points to-
here too.
Points to Cal and Colin.
Arthur, what did you do?
He
Mage.
gave himself up
Yeah, it's very heroic.
while pointing guns at us.
I was going to shoot you both in the knee if you didn't move.
Then how would we
Sounds about
move?
right.
Limp.
You know, I used to be an adventurer once, and I took a bullet to the knee.
It's like the guy in high school. I was a great football player till my knee blew out. Could have went all state.
So we have to choose a chain to wear.
Correct.
Is this each of
You
us
choose-
individually?
Nope, one collectively. You can choose the chain of strength, which is the rusted black iron chain. The chain of knowledge, a silver, faintly glowing chain that whispers names, stories, and secrets. or the chain of sacrifice. Looks ordinary, but is impossibly heavy in the soul rather than the body.
I say the knowledge one.
I was gonna say the knowledge one, it probably has a big drawback that we're not thinking of, but
You may
Well, same with
think,
the strength.
here's
All
the
of them
thing,
would have
it
a
could be
drawback.
something we lose. Do we want to lose knowledge or strength?
I
Was
just
it
got
something
my
we
soul
gained?
back. I don't want to lose it again.
Or is it something that we gain
It's another good
but
question.
has a drawback to it?
What could be the drawback of sacrifice?
Sacrificing your soul?
I mean, I've done worse.
All of us have.
That is not something you can come back from. Not easily.
Ugh.
Making deals with devils. Which, by the way, not to be insensitive, but do you two plan on having children at some point?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Kale, we will talk about this later.
You do know that your first child is going to be a devil child.
I mean,
Literally a
No.
devil.
Wait, what?
You made a deal with a devil. We call them tieflings.
You didn't think to ask about this?
I didn't know it was a thing.
Your firstborn are always devil children in the real sense. Red skin, horns, pointed tail.
Hmm.
They are infernal.
Kale, we'll talk about this later because right now we need to figure out what to do.
Anyways. What chain should we choose? I think knowledge has done us quite well lately.
I mean, we have learned a lot, but whatever these chains are, they'll probably restrict us. That's what chains do. So, I say we choose the strength.
You want to restrict your strength?
I say knowledge.
You want to restrict your knowledge?
No, but I'd rather restrict knowledge versus strength, especially in this world.
I mean, there's always still the third.
I'm not
would
restricting my
we-
soul.
Yeah,
You don't know if it's your soul.
It's a soul chain. Do we know what they are?
It's a chain of sacrifice. So you sacrifice something.
So we don't know what we're sacrificing. We could be sacrificing our soul, our knowledge.
I say knowledge.
More to get on your wife's good side.
Always on my wife's good side.
Ah.
Wake my ass up.
I'm new here, and even I know that's not true.
Shut up, Cal.
I
Shall we
kinda
go over all the incidents?
Let's not get distracted. So, V, what do you say?
I look at the chains and honestly, I have no freaking idea. No matter what
So-
we choose, something's going to fucking happen and it's not going to be good.
Beverly, what do you say?
I I don't know what the sacrifice one will do. I just got my soul back. I don't want to lose it again.
He
Strife.
says it's going to be the same for all of us.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean,
any thoughts?
Well,
I don't know.
Nix,
What do you think?
Well, I think that either way we're fucked.
Which one do you think would fuck us less?
Maybe the knowledge.
knowledge may fuck me more with all the schooling I've gone through.
I'm not a very intelligent person to begin with, so it's no big loss for me. But it might be a big one for you.
I'm willing to give it up. If it means that you guys aren't restricted with your strength. Your strength is going to be a bigger factor than my knowledge would be, or any of our knowledge would be.
Knowledge is power, my dear.
I understand that, but in this world, would you rather have knowledge or would you rather have strength? Strength to survive.
That's an interesting question you're trying to ask. But I think you already know it's neither one for me.
I understand that.
Your lives are needed.
So is yours.
Not to the end of my schemes. As much as I don't like him, still need Prince Charming. We don't want to restrict his knowledge that he has of his past, nor do we want to restrict his strength.
And who's saying it's going to restrict it?
Or bind it. Chains bind. We're going to go around in circles. We'll do this as a majority, and I'll agree to the end. Mine is sacrifice, you two are knowledge. Let's say the rest of you.
I mean,
I would say knowledge.
Sacrifice. Who knows what the sacrifice is? I mean, we could choose sacrifice and nothing could happen.
That we know of.
Or we could choose sacrifice and all of us could die.
Or be bound here forever.
Maybe it's just the person who pulls the chain.
If it's that,
I walk forward.
Are we
if
still
it's
bound?
Yeah, but I mean, you guys are still free to move. Gale cast darkness.
Hale, what are you doing?
And you hear a chain being pulled.
Hell?
And all you hear is a debt has been set. When the time comes, you will pay it. Darkness disappears, and you guys are transported back outside of the mall into a vast open space deep beneath the ruins where the air is thick with something old, something watching. You are in the chamber of the Forgotten Lord.
Okay. What
Which one
happened?
did you pull?
Uh,
And I think that's just a cow.
The chain of sacrifice.
And why didn't you let me pull it?
Why not?
Because I have plans for you.
I don't give a fuck about your plans.
all right, what's done is done. I want to look around and see if I see anything that looks like the relic we're supposed to get, or any kind of relic.
You mean that?
I look over to where Cal is
And
pointing.
you see a pedestal of black stone untouched by time. Resting upon it is the artifact. A twisted metal gauntlet. Its surface inscribed with runes that shift when looked at too closely. The air around it vibrates with unnatural energy, the weight of its presence pressing against your skulls.
So that's it, huh? Do we just grab it?
I go up to it and I look at it.
The moment you step too close, the air thickens, and then the whispers begin.
Do I
A
understand?
figure materializes from the darkness, half formed, flickering, as if struggling to remain in existence. It's not a devil, not a demon, it's something else. A being long abandoned, left behind when hell tore itself apart. The hollow glow of its eyes fix on you, and though its form is frayed, broken, its voice is strong. You would take it. After all this time, then answer me this. Do you know what it is?
I look to the others, and then I look to this thing, and I say, no.
This is no relic. This is a key. A piece of something that was once whole but was shattered alongside the hells. To take it is to claim a piece of forgotten power. To leave it is to let it rot with the ruins of Malbol. To destroy it is to ensure that what was broken remains lost forever. You must choose.
Guess we should take it.
That's what we were here for, I say to the others. To retrieve this and bring it back. I'll take it. I'll go and take it if need be.
I'm just going to take a few steps back. Show I'm not going to touch it.
Same.
Yeah, I'm kind of like nervously watching.
Okay.
I go over and I stand next to V and look to her. Look to her. You want me to grab it, or do you want to grab it?
I grab it.
Okay. So, are you taking the artifacts to bring it back to Belzathar?
I don't think so.
Or are you taking it to use it?
I would say we
does
bring
with
it back
power.
to Balthazar.
It's a piece of a key. Really, really hate that devil.
Not exactly his biggest fan either, but we have a job to do.
Well, so you're picking this up.
Yeah.
Okay. So the air around the twisted metal gauntlet hums, vibrating with a presence that is both familiar and foreign. The whisper that coil through the chamber do not belong to the entity before you, nor do they belong to the hells as you know them. This artifact is something else, something older than Malbolg itself. And yet, despite the warning and the whispers, despite the unnatural weight pressing against your skulls, you reach for it. The moment your fingers brush the metal, the world around you shifts. The gauntlet does not wait to be worn, does not hesitate. It lunges, wrapping around your forearm like liquid metal snapping into place. The infernal runes glowing bright red, then shifting to black. The metal is cold, but the sensation that follows is not. It is fire. But not just any fire. A power that does not belong to hell. A power that predates it. For the briefest moment, you see something. A vision not of Malbolg, not of the Nine Hells, but of a battlefield that no longer exists. Figures stand at war, not devils and demons, but something else. Something long erased. And then as quickly as it came, the vision vanishes. The chamber shudders. The whispers stop. And the guardian before you, the broken entity left behind, releases a slow, rattling exhale. You have done it then. There's no rage. There's no resistance. Only acceptance. As if this was always meant to happen and if this was inevitable. And then the guardian vanishes. Not in a collapse, not in a scream, just gone. The only thing that remains is the gauntlet now bound to V. And whatever was watching beneath Malbolg that now knows your name. So, this can't be removed.
Oh! Okay, what is this called? Since now I have this thing?
What is this called?
Yeah.
This is...
So I can add it to my inventory.
This has no name.
Oh,
Thing. I
okay.
kind of look to V, and in my attempt to bring some levity, I'm like, looks good on you.
Yay. That's what I needed.
How does it feel?
Like fire.
Oh,
Do you feel okay? Like, do you feel different?
I have no fucking idea.
So there's nothing in this chamber.
But
It's all
if your
empty.
boss wants to
Nope.
cut off my arm, I am not giving it to him.
No, that's not going to be an option. If he wanted, I know he wanted it, but now it's fused to you. If he had given us maybe a little bit more information, we might have been able to take precautions. But I mean, technically, we have it. Well, let's go back to Nessus. Oh, hey, did Cal do that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I looked around. Oh, hey, Cal, you did that. Sorry, thought I did it by myself.
Anyways, I stepped through the portal.
I
I follow. I just kind of look at the portal. I don't want to feel this again, and I walk through.
You're
When
muted,
you
dear.
return to Nessus, the atmosphere has changed again. But this time it's not because of you. The air is heavier. The infernal sky darker, as if the very plane is reacting to something unnatural that has entered it. The chains that once hung lifeless in the distance now twitch and coil, moving without wind, without force, as if something unseen is shifting through them. And Belzathar is waiting. This time he isn't standing. He isn't lounging in his throne with his usual air of smug control. This time he's pacing. A slow, deliberate movement, his taloned fingers flexing and clenching, his wings half spread as if he had been waiting too long, as if something inside him was already anticipated the answer to the question he does not want to ask. When you enter the chamber, his eyes immediately lock onto you. Not your faces, but your hands. But then the moment he sees the gauntlet, he stops moving. For the first time, he doesn't speak right away. He doesn't smirk. He doesn't taunt. He doesn't immediately twist this moment into something he can control. He just stares. His expression is unreadable. His usual arrogance hollowed out into something else, something more dangerous, something more uncertain. Then finally his voice speaks. Tell me, didn't.
We retrieve the relic as requested.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
No,
Trying to
and
take it back
in
for
our
you.
defense, we really didn't have a lot of information to go off of.
The room shifts, the shadows flickering unnaturally. His aura surges, an infernal pressure pressing down on them, on him, on you. Not out of rage, but out of something colder. Fear. Make an insight check.
I'm kind of curled up on Colin's back, so I'm going to do guidance. So that's an additional D4.
And I'm flexing the hand that has the gauntlet on it, and I'm just like trying to get used to it being attached to me.
Dirty 20.
Belzathar is afraid. Not of you, not of what you can do, but of what has now been set in motion. This thing, this artifact, you think it's just some relic, a prize, a tool.
What is it?
You don't get it, do you? The chains of the mall don't just bind, they choose. And if it bound itself to you, then you were meant to carry its burden. You weren't supposed to be the one.
Who was?
Fine. Backs up. Keep it. It's yours now. I hope you enjoy being hunted.
I look to V.
By what?
And he just takes the seat. I stop you, but from whatever that is, I will protect you. There is beneath the ruins of the old city, a vault, an archive that should have been lost when it's still there. I want what lies within.
What lies within?
Lost records.
Of what?
You'll see.
Are they safe to actually bring back to you, or will they bind to us when we touch them?
No, that's the fun of it.
Oh, fun.
Okay, well, I feel like you keep telling us, do you know what you've done? Do you know what you've done? No, because you're not telling us what we're doing. You're not telling us the ramifications for this stuff. We're going in completely blind, and I understand if you are too. But if you have more information, we really need it.
Because I hold up the gauntlet to show him.
Yes, I see that you wish for death.
Exactly. I was getting it to bring to you, and it fucking did this. So tell us more information.
Maybe you should have been careful.
How could we have been more careful?
Let me guess, you just walked up and grabbed it.
How else were we supposed to get it to you?
Maybe you should try and understand something before you grab it.
I just bite my tongue.
It would help if the benefactor who's giving us these quests would give us full information. That way we could understand things. But no,
Maybe
that's
you
not our
should
purpose.
It's not your purpose. Your purpose is to do whatever I want you to do. You made the deal, not me. And I gave you my best. Unless you want me to take it all away.
Yeah.
I can do that too. We can stop this right here. If you're done, I can send you back up there and you can continue doing what you
No.
your choice. You either go through the portal or I send you back up there.
I flip off the devil and I walk through the portal.
I follow.
I follow.
Follow.
The descent into Maldamini is not marked by fire or ice, but by ruin. This is the 7th layer, by the way. Maldomini. Maladomini. Maladomini.
One more time, please.
Maladomini. It's the 7th letter. lair. The once grand cities of devils, once the pride of the lair's rulers, have been abandoned, left to crumble beneath the weight of time and the shattering. Towers that once touched the sky lean dangerously. Streets that once carried the footsteps of infernal nobility are now buried beneath shifting rubble. This is a layer of decay, a graveyard of forgotten ambition. And somewhere deep beneath the ruins, a secret waits to be uncovered.
As we all, I'm assuming we all get out of the portal, I just sigh. I looked at Cal and I say, "Your brother sucks, by the way. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that."
Of course he does. That's why he's a devil.
You think a devil who hasn't had any minions in a while, he'd treat him a little bit better. At least that's enough for us to stop wandering through this ruined hellscape and blindly getting hunted by who knows what, falling into chasms and facing guardians and other stuff without ever knowing what's going on. If I didn't know any better, I swear your brother was trying to make sure we all stay down here. I don't think I'm starting to wonder if he really wants this place to be rebuilt.
Of course he does. He wants a place to rule. He has a reason for all of this. I don't know what it is yet. But by the end of this, there will be something bigger at play.
So is he trying to help us? Is he trying to fuck us over? Is he trying to...
It depends on the day.
So do we keep trusting him and going on these? I know we have to go on these.
We have to. If he sends us back up there, he reverses everything, which means you, looking to V, are that much closer to permanent death. So if you choose to back out of this and not do this, your death save DCs go back to what they were. He's trapped you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta fulfill the
Devil
contract.
does.
Deal with the devil.
I just kind of pinch
Do
my
you have
nose.
any idea about these archives? Have you heard of them?
I never been here.
I didn't say if you've been here, just if you knew anything about this.
How would I?
I'm just
Reading? If there was
asking.
any literature back then?
There's not much about the Hells. You don't know much about the Hells unless you've been here.
I don't know if anybody who made deals with the devil wrote about it.
Of course, people have made deals with devils, but nobody tends to write that they made a deal with the devil to get somewhere in life.
True.
I want to look around and see if I see anything landmark that noticeably says archives, library, or something.
So there are crumbling spires. Further off, there's infernal machines, and then you can't quite see past that.
I look, I'm like, well, we should probably check one of the nearest towers. That's as good as any place to start. Maybe what's left of the archives are in a tower or something. Or at least there's a map or something of the city we could look at.
I mean, it said it was in a safe.
Yeah, a tower is generally safe.
No, a safe.
A safe.
safe.
Oh, it's a safe.
Which those we buried.
Well, Shall we go check?
What is this level of hell known for?
Maladomini was a grand city. It was the pride of the Hells. It's where everybody lived.
Okay, a little bit better than the last level,
Hopefully.
but still not good.
I mean, it's the Hells. Is there really any good in the Hells?
1.
Ugh.
Not that
Well,
they
I'm
accept
gonna
it.
go. I try and see where the nearest like tower or structure that's kind of intact is. I want to go check it out.
Well, all of these are crumbling spires. So towers and streets are tilted at unnatural angles. Buildings once structured with infernal precision now twisted into labyrinth ruins. So as you guys move and walk, pathways will crumble without warning, and you have to kind of move your way through them. So because of that, I need dex saves, please.
Dex save.
Beatrice,
18.
Beverly,
I don't know what is up with me tonight. I just rolled a third natural 20.
Nice. Yes.
Colin,
For 23.
11.
Arthur.
24.
Okay, and V got 14. Okay. So, I mean, you guys are able to move through. I'll say we'll take that as a group check. You're able to move through them without crumbling into nothingness. You then come up to infernal machines once meant to serve the archdevils still roam the ruins. They're broken, corrupted. Their programming degrading into madness. These are little constructs that are moving around.
I want to. Can I approach one? I want to try and examine it, see what's wrong with it.
You can approach it.
Cautiously. I don't want to get like run up to it. I want to take a look at it. So, an artificer.
You approach.
Shoot.
And its eyes turn red.
I back away.
And it goes to
I try and dodge.
swing at you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
15.
You manage to roll out of the way. Now this thing is right towards you.
Colin, what'd you do?
You can run,
I'm gonna run.
or you can try and fight.
I'm gonna run because probably if I try and fight this thing.
So it is pushing you away from the area that you're trying to go, because you're trying to go past the thing. It's pushing you back towards the others, and then it's going to try and push you back further.
Yeah, I want to kind of try and retreat, get some space from that. I'm not trying to get into combat right now.
Do we see this?
Oh, yeah.
Your husband brought a friend.
This thing
You just
is not small.
fuck.
How big is it?
It's about 20 feet tall.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
I yell out, hide! I try and go leap for cover.
Where you're at, this is just broken machinery everywhere.
Can I hide amongst
I'm
the
gonna
broken machinery?
prestidigitation
I mean, this
away
thing's-
from us.
Oh,
20 feet tall.
I'm gonna prestidigitation like sparkles away from us to try to draw its attention away so we can kind of back out.
And it looks over to the side.
Try to get out of its line of
Yeah,
vision to
get out.
stay away from it.
Sneak out.
Yeah.
Okay, make group stealth check.
Oh, fuck.
You fail, it finds you.
What is going on tonight?
V.
Group stealth chat. They're waiting on your answer.
Oof, not one. Beatrice?
10.
Eeh. I'm assuming that's a nat 20.
My 4th of the night,
God damn it, Elliot!
and you can
That's
see I'm
great.
doing digital rolls, so you can physically see them
Colin?
for a
19.
23 total.
Arthur?
Natural 20 for 25.
Hell yes!
Woo!
If it weren't for those natural 20s, y'all would have failed with a natural 1. So you guys are able to sneak away and move past it towards the catacombs that are off in the distance. And here, this is a burial site, but not of the dead, of failed experiments. The deeper you travel down, the more you see the remains of beings that should not exist. Creations that never escaped the vaults of their masters.
I kind of look as we pass. I want to try and observe some of them to see if there's anything I would recognize.
Okay, so as you delve down, make an investigation check.
All of us?
Colin.
Use this. 14.
Okay. So buried beneath rubble, you find a hidden entrance. The door is untouched. Its surface marked with runes that still pulse with energy. A seal meant to keep something in, not just keep others out.
I let everyone know what I found.
Joy.
Well,
Let's go do the stupid break-in.
I thought maybe there might be a cool little blueprint or something in here, but no, I don't feel like unlocking something.
Unless the
Turn
records are
away
in there.
just for.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess we resume our travels through the catch.
This is it.
Oh, this is it.
This is it. You were told that it's under the city. You don't have a choice but to go through
Oh,
this
I
door.
thought this was just a side thing. I went.
Nope.
Then I try and open the door.
You open the door. The moment you step inside, the whispers return.
What the? They're back. Voices are back, everyone.
The buried vault is unlike anything you have ever seen before. It's not a crumbling ruin. It's preserved, untouched by time, as though the shattering never reached it. The air is heavy, not with dust, but with knowledge. And a deep labyrinth of sealed records, ancient texts, and bound tomes cover the place.
I'm gonna go like this to not to stop myself from touching stuff.
I want to examine some of these tomes and stuff, see if I can read any inscription or titles of what they are.
A lot of them are documents that predate what most beings in hell remember They speak of a time before the current nine hells, before the great divide between infernal and celestial.
Would I see the celestial, be able to read the celestial
No.
ones?
It's in the same book as the infernal stuff. The shattering did not just destroy Hell's Order, it erased its rulers. The documents hinted a force beyond mortal or divine understanding that wiped them from existence. And that Belzethar was not the last devil by chance.
I examined this passage further.
That's all that passage says.
Ooh.
But among the scrolls is a single record hidden beneath layers of infernal magic.
Well, I think we found what we were looking for. Oop.
Maybe let's not use our bare hands to touch it.
No, we need to dispel this magic. I
That
looked
could
at
destroy the
Cal.
record.
Take the infernal magical barriers away from this?
Kel does not have spell magic.
I don't have to spell magic.
I don't think I do either.
Nyx?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let me check. Hang on, I got his up.
I don't know if he does.
No, he doesn't.
I look at the gauntlet in my hand. Or on my hand, I should say. We don't really know what this thing does. It's supposed to be a key, right?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, but key to what? And do we really want to be testing it right?
I mean, we could also try to slide. If Nyx is okay with it, we could slide Nyx's hole over it and then bring it back and pop it right back out.
You want Nyx's hole to groan against it to keep taking the paper.
You want infernal magic inside of a black hole.
Yeah, let's not say we
That's
did.
why I said if Nyx is comfortable with it.
Let's not say we
That's a hemorrhoid I don't think Nyx wants.
I don't think he wants a fire crotch.
I go ahead and grab it.
Of course.
Damn it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Is it during against spells or magical effects?
Sure. Because you use all the help you can get.
I better get my healing stuff ready.
16?
It's a failure.
Well, it was nice knowing y'all.
No, I think someone's
You
about to be
take
stabbed.
15 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
Ow.
I go up to touch it.
Oh my god.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
22? No, 20.
Failure. You take 13 points of cold damage.
Oh, shit.
You thought it was going to be fire.
I did. You said 14?
13.
I reach out to it with the gauntlet.
Cool. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, what if I summon my tentacle and my tentacle carries it?
8.
Oh gosh.
12 points of thunder damage.
It's going after our weaknesses, in a way. So if you do tentacles, it'll probably do radiant.
Yeah, but it'll hurt the tentacles, not me.
Unless they're
Do not touch with anything.
I kind of looked at everybody who's now just got their ass kicked by various things. I was like, okay, we've established we can't touch it without hurting ourselves. Let's find another way to do this, shall we?
What? Why can't Belzathar come here and grab it for us?
You know
realm.
what? He's not going to leave his throne. That's what we're here
bound to his throne area.
I mean, yes, but can you talk to him like I can talk to Nyx? Maybe
No.
he has input.
Have you tried?
You haven't tried?
All right, I try and concentrate to see if I can reach Balthazar.
Okay. What do you say?
My lord, we have a question. We have found the knowledge, but it's protected by infernal magic, and every time some of us have tried to touch it, it has harmed us. Is there a way we can dispel the protective magic and retrieve the knowledge?
Of course there is. One who belongs to the Hell's.
I looked at the others and relayed what was just said to me.
Okay, well, go ahead and grab it, Hellboy.
I approach it and I'm just like, I go to grab it. Oh, that's comforting.
I'm looking at my burnt hand. You could have done that the entire fucking time.
I didn't know.
Well, now we know we can speak to our patrons.
I mean,
They're
you guys
patrons.
didn't know that?
I knew it because he's a part of my body, but
Plus our erstwhile employer hasn't exactly been forthcoming with knowledge. I didn't see the point.
You know, he
All
probably
right.
doesn't
can
seem
hear
the
you,
type
right?
to hand
I look
knowledge
over
out. You have to
the
earn
knowledge just to look it over. What
As
it
you
is.
unroll the scroll, the very air in the vault shifts. The torches flicker unnaturally, the shadows stretching longer than they should. The ground beneath you feels colder, heavier, as if you are suddenly standing at the edge of something vast and unseen. And there, written in an ancient infernal script, etched in blood-black ink that seems to shimmer and crawl across the parchment, is a name. Azrakar, the Forsaken Chain.
You spell that?
Azrakar.
The what? Azrakar?
The Forsaken Chain. Do I need to spell Forsaken for you, or chain?
Yeah, spell chain for me. I'm
No.
joking. Actually, you should have said Forsaken. Apparently, I misspelled that. I look it up and I roll it up and I put it in my little pocket. I'm like, okay, we got it.
Okay. You're not going to read the rest of it? Okay. There's more than just the name.
Oh.
You don't have to read it.
As I look to the others as I'm about to put away, does anybody else want to know what's actually on this thing besides this name that was on the head of it?
well, I mean, I do, but I don't want it to like combust into flames when it is red or something. We've fucked up
Fuck
enough
it.
as it is, right? You want to read it?
I'm actually kind of curious as to why your boss wants it so bad.
I open it up again.
Are you reading it out loud?
No, to myself. Not doing that.
Azrakar
Chicken.
was once one of the greatest enforcers of the Nine Hells. A being whose sole duty was to bind and contain things that should never be free. Unlike devils who sought power, Azrakar existed to preserve order, not just within the Hells, but across all realms. When the shattering came, Azrakar was betrayed by his own kind. His power seen as too dangerous in a realm where hierarchy was crumbling. His chains, once used to contain the great evils of existence, were turned upon him. He was bound, buried, and erased. His name removed from every record save for this one.
I roll it back up. Put it in there. Well, it looks like it just tells the story of some devil that was here before.
Who was this devil?
You know, maybe we should just not speak the quiet things out loud so they don't become real.
Agreed.
I think we should learn our lessons from before, what happens when we start speaking things. Let's just deliver this as instructed and not unbalance everything.
Read it like we shouldn't have, probably.
I read it to myself. We're not reading this out loud. Does anybody have anything else they want to look for in here?
A portal?
Cal?
You could do it too, you know.
Oh, well, you've been doing it for so often. I didn't want to steal your thunder. I take my little hammer and I open a portal.
Okay. The atmosphere in Nessus is different when you return. Not dramatically so. There's no sudden shift, no immediate dread hanging in the air, but for those of you paying attention, something is off. The ever-present whispers of the dam that drift through the ruins of the Nine Hells are quieter now. The embers that float through the blackened sky seem to linger longer, as if watching instead of drifting. At the heart, Belzathar awaits. This time he is back in his throne of twisted iron and bone, but there's no smirk, no immediate quip. His golden amber eyes flick toward you the moment you enter, sharp and expectant. His fingers drum against the armrest of his throne, slow and deliberate. You took your time.
Apologies, my lord. We ran into some difficulties at first when we entered the city, but we were able to get around it, and I pull out the rolled-up scroll. We retrieved the item that you requested, and I approach him holding it out and present it to him.
He doesn't reach for it immediately. Instead, he just stares at it, as if expecting it to move on its own. Then slowly, very slowly, he leans forward. You didn't read it aloud.
No,
It's not a question.
no, my lord, we did not read it aloud.
Then you might still leave this place without a leash on your soul. He finally reaches out, but he does not take it with his bare hands. He summons a black iron gauntlet etched with infernal runes that materializes over his clawed fingers. Only then does he take the scroll. The moment he touches it, the air around you shudders, just for a second. A faint tremor that only those attuned to magic would notice. He does not react to it outwardly, but his jaw tightens. His eyes flicker with something unreadable. Then he slowly unrolls the scroll and lets his gaze fall upon the name. He doesn't speak. For the first time since you met him, He's silent. His eyes remain locked on the text, his fingers clenching tighter around the edges of the scroll, his usual air of casual arrogance of knowing something no one else does. It fractures just slightly. Then, a slow, quiet breath. He rolls the scroll back up, and it burns in his hand. Not with fire, not with magic. The parchment simply crumbles into blackened ash, as if reality itself has decided it no longer needs to exist. He looks at you. You did well.
I bow my head in respect.
Oh, think you're clever, don't you? Running through hell, collecting my artifacts, playing your little hero games. You don't even realize how close you are to becoming pieces on someone else's board. Enjoy the
That already
victory.
feels like
As he opens a portal to the next task. If you dream tonight, and you hear a change rattling, don't wake up.
So keep our eyes closed. Got it.
What about those eyes again?
Go back to Malvolk.
Oh boy. What have we done? What are we retrieving in Malborg? Or doing in Malborg?
Beneath the ruins of the Citadel of Screams, a relic festers. It was never meant to survive the shattering, yet there it lies, rotting, waiting. Bring it to me.
Is it safe to touch?
Bring it to me.
That means he
Of
doesn't
course.
know.
Yeah, I'm starting to see this pattern.
I go through the portal.
Okay.
I follow.
I'll follow.
And with that, as you enter, Kale says, I don't know about you, but I need a break.
Yeah, I'm kind of still rubbing my hand with the
Hey.
burn.
Cast Sanctuary of the Exiled. That big mansion, the big castle appears, and the door opens for all of you.
I go in.
As you all enter in, eat, drink, rest. You can relax for the night, safe before getting ready to go back to Malvolk once more to retrieve whatever this devil wants. That's where we're going to end tonight. So, I want to thank everybody for listening. Please join us next week as we roll the damn dice. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.